Hello, dear readers. My name is Elizabeth and welcome to my cozy corner of the internet. As always, my focus is on writing worlds, dreaming big, and making every day magical. Today, we are going to be setting up my planner for December. So if all things goals and setting up your planner is something that you're interested in, then just keep watching. So I decided to stick with my gingerbread Wonderland cover for the month of December, at least for right now, because what I'm still waiting for is, let me check. I don't believe the dividers are launched yet for the most recent planner covers from the Daily Grind planner. And so until those dividers are sent, I'm not planning on using those planners as like my main planner because I like having the dividers for my different sections. So like this is one of the newer covers, and my plan originally was to use this in the month of December, but I was kind of feeling more Cindy Lou Who vibes right now. As you can see, my entire office is pink. I'm wearing a pink sweatshirt. My Christmas tree is literally pink. So like I'm feeling the pink vibe right now. But I am thinking that the week between Christmas and New Year's, I think I might want to switch over to this planner, at least temporarily, because it gives me warm, cottage, cozy, winter vibes. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. But I am waiting to see when the Daily Grind planner is going to launch their tab dividers for the new covers that they already launched. But for right now, I am going to be using my gingerbread Wonderland cover because it already has all of the dividers that I love and use on a regular basis for my day-to-day planning. So that being said, I've been thinking a lot about goals. The end of the year is coming, planning, and just general like where I want to be this time next year and figuring out what is going to get me there. And a lot of that comes down to like kind of self-reflecting of what was I actually able to accomplish this year, which was quite a lot. Like I am super, super proud of myself. I've been kicking butt at all of like my New Year's resolutions, my New Year's goals. The one place that I feel like I personally have been floundering though is like definitely like my writing / my career, because as a lot of you guys know, my ultimate dream is to become like best-selling author, you know, like make writing not just a passion, but like my full-time career. That's why I do my intros the way that I do. Like I say, hello, dear readers, because that is who I'm talking to as my future readers of my published works. And so what I did was went back in March of 2024, I quit my corporate career. I was making 6 figures. I was doing public relations. Specialty was like social media. And then I flipped a switch and suddenly I'm a stay-at-home parent and pursuing my writing full time. Now, that being said, I had never really hardcore pursued writing as a career. I always knew that I wanted to do it as a career. I knew storytelling is one of my passions, and creating worlds, building worlds, it's part of my tagline. Like, but writing worlds is definitely something that I love to do. Now, I got to the end of like 2024 and I was feeling like so lost because I hadn't had anything to show for my work. I went ahead and like did some simple self-publishing on Kindle Unlimited. I didn't do like any marketing. Like it was just straight up just to prove to myself like, yeah, I can write a book. I can get something out there. Like I can do this. And I'm glad I did it. I checked a box. Good for me. But since then, it's been kind of hard writing and my creative process and my career and everything, and figuring out like where do I go from here, right? Is that transition from going from like just corporate career to just taking a step into the shallow end of writing, right? before I am full blown out like diving into this writing passion of mine, this ideal career for me. I want to go down the path of traditional publishing for sure. That is where I feel like the most success could happen. Now that being said, I have not shut the door completely to self-publishing forever. Like that's just where my mindset is at, is self-publishing requires a lot of time and effort, and I have mad respect for anybody that is able to do that and make a living off of it. Like mad respect. It's just at this point in time in my life, I don't have a lot of time to focus on launching books myself. And so traditional publishing is definitely more friendly that way. Now, that being said, it is tough competition out there, of course. But it's one of those things where it's like I was getting to the end, like we're literally in December. We're at the end of 2025, which is like absolutely bonkers to me. I just feel like this year has gone by so quickly for me personally. And a lot of that is just where I am in life. You know, being a stay-at-home parent, and then just all of my energy is focused on family, career. Like it's going by so quickly. And so I know I've mentioned in a couple of videos, I really want to be very intentional going into 2026 with my dreams and my goals, and figuring out where I want to be at the end of 2026 and how do I want 2026 as a whole to look like and feel like for me personally. But that being said, just because I'm thinking about all of this, I'm going to probably stick with the goals that I already have for end of 2025, which haven't really changed over the year. At the beginning of the year, I had some social media goals and some blog post goals, but I decided to focus completely on like YouTube, and growing this channel and growing this platform and growing this community, because this is where I feel most comfortable. This is how I want to tell my story, and I can add social media channels as this platform grows and develops and matures. So that's something that I am interested in. But my top 10 goals from the daily grind planner that I set up are, so my top 10 are like finishing my glow up challenge. So I do the 1-2-1 glow up challenge like every 4 months. So I'm wrapping that up, and then a daily workout. So daily sweater stretch. I plan on cooking daily like I usually do. 2.5 hours outside. Definitely important, especially as the weather continues to just get colder and more miserable. So making that a priority for sure. Decluttering daily. I feel like I've been doing very good about that. Daily writing goal, not so great. Like this is what I was talking about, is like my writing has kind of fallen off the cliff, and I need to get back to it because I can't call myself a writer if I'm not writing, you know? So I definitely want to prioritize writing in December. Another goal I have is making memories. So something I mentioned in November was like wanting to create like more home videos. I've started doing that, and I'm very excited about that. Obviously they're not public. Like I don't do that, but because this channel is like so focused on like my writing career and like cleaning and everything, like this is my like, and I hope your getaway. Like it's our cozy corner of the internet. So like I feel like making memories / home videos needs like it's its own thing entirely, and that's just a private thing that I've been working on for my family, and I'm so stoked about that. And then also some kind of like self-development goal. So back in October I did daily grind videos, like which were Get Your Ish Together. That was a series that like self-improvement of some kind, like whether that's like a workbook or like, actually I do have a workbook I have to get through. That's something, you guys, I just had a thought. Hang on 1 second. every year, without fail, I fill out my dream life blueprint, which evaluates like where you are right now and kind of overhauls, like if you have no idea what you want to do with your life, if you have no idea what your goals are, if you just don't know what you want the next year, the next 4 months, whatever, to look like, this workbook is seriously for you. So I was like, oh, I don't know what workbook or self-improvement thing I'm gonna do in December. Are you kidding me? Of course, I already have my answer. My dream life blueprint. So that way I can get together all of the top 10 goals that I want to focus on for 2026. And I think, honestly, having gone through the past like year and a half-ish of transforming from corporate career, like corporate ladder climber, right, to okay, all of a sudden we're slowing down and we're focusing on like family and then also pursuing my passion of writing, right? And so I didn't really know at the time like what that was going to look like. And now that I've lived this life, I've lived through that transition and now I'm living like my dream life, right? But like, okay, what are the next steps? What do I actually need to buckle down to become a traditionally published author, step up my YouTube channel efforts, and really just focus in on what I want in 2026. And this workbook, every time I filled it out, it's given me some new nugget of like clarity, and it honestly has helped so much. So like if you guys are planning on doing some kind of self-improvement in December, I really recommend sitting down with this, because this is what's going to help me kind of figure out what I want 2026 to look like in full. Because I was sitting down and I was thinking through, and if you're a creative person like I am, like you guys probably will relate, which is sometimes the spark of motivation and creativity just like hits you like a wave. Like I have been feeling the itch to sit down and write. And where that's coming from is when I took a step back from Project Ember. I hit pause on Project Ember, which is this very long book that I've been working on and had in my mind for years, okay? And when I was thinking through the actual concept and the plot of Project Ember, I was like, I can make this better. I can work through this better. And I am currently, like this morning, it just hit me like a tidal wave of like, oh my gosh, this is the direction that I want to take it. So I definitely want to finish Project Ember in 2026, which is crazy. Like, but I want to set a limit for myself. Like the problem with creative projects is if you don't have a deadline, then you're not going to finish it. Like you're just going to waffle away at it. And it's like, no, like I need a specific date of when I'm finishing Project Ember. And I have a feeling that, and when I say finish, like I mean like like a point where I'm going to finish the draft, and then a point where I'm going to be like, okay, it's time to call it quits and submit it to literary agents and just be done with that portion, right? Because the, literary agents, if they get back to me, are going to be like, okay, we want some edits here, we want some edits there, but I want it as close to publish ready as possible before I submit to literary agents. And so I have a feeling that's going to be like by May, I want Project Ember to be like done and ready to go to literary agents, so that way I can actually work on my next projects. So yeah, but those are like my thoughts. Those are my thoughts, but I'm getting ahead of myself because the first things first is like getting through December. And so I really want to prioritize doing my dream life blueprint in December, just to kind of give me more of a focus of what is it going to take to become a traditionally published author, and what is it going to take to finish the rough drafts that are like in my mind, and how does that schedule need to work so that way I am getting the most I can out of the next 12 months. So That being said, I think December's writing focus is going to start like figuring out writing schedules and things like that for 2026 / hopping on this motivation, hopping on this whirlwind of inspiration, and just getting back to Project Ember and really focusing on that traditional publishing route. So yes, that's a lot. There's a lot to be had at the end of 2025 going into 2026, but I'm really excited. So let's hit pause on discussing my goals and everything. And also, okay, I have a question for you guys. Like, planner community, what are your goals? Like, end of December going into like 2026. If you don't know what 2026 is going to look like, same. I have no idea what 2026 is going to look like yet, but I do have an idea of what December is going to look like. So like, if you have goals for December and you're finishing the year strong, or even if you like dropped off your New Year's resolutions and completely like did a 180 and like you decided, oh, okay, like this is how I want December to look. Like, what are your goals for end of 2025? Like, what are you focused on into like going into December? I'm genuinely curious because I'm really focused on my main categories of life that I'm focused on, because you have like so many different categories you can focus on. Like, there's a relationship category you could focus on if like romance is more of your thing. Like, if you're searching for a relationship, friendships are also something you could work on for like goals. But my main focus areas have been for the entire year environment. So like cleaning up my house, getting outside, those kinds of things. Health, like working out, doing my glow up challenge, eating well, drinking water, all of it. And then I also focused obviously on my career. So kind of figuring out, okay, like writing and focusing on YouTube for sure. And then the last category that I had was like growth, because I'm always very interested in how am I improving as an individual and how am I growing as a person. And so those are the categories of life that I have been focused on for 2025. Now, when I fill out the My Dream Life Blueprint throughout this month, those are probably going to shift and change. I have a feeling career is definitely going to stay at the forefront. Health is definitely going to stay at the forefront. But maybe environment is something that's going to change. Maybe I'm going to switch out some of my growth goals and replace them with something else. I have no idea. So I'm really looking forward to filling this out in full throughout the month of December, because that's going to be really good. And then once I finish this one, I think I'm going to go through the Know Your Worth workbook as well. Oh, that's up there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's the green, this one. It's the green book. And that way I can kind of figure out how I can make the most of what I'm currently doing. Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and set up my spread for the month of December.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne.
You guys, how cute is this spread? Oh my gosh. So I used the Daily Grind planner like stencil to go ahead and like trace all of these and just add a little bit more color to the page. I'm like so stinking excited, and also like I'm so nervous to like write on it with all of my goals and stuff, but I mean, it's what it's meant for, like, you know, come on. But the spread itself is so stinking cute. I was really feeling, obviously, like the pink and green. Oh my gosh. Isn't this planner just so stinking cute? Oh my gosh. Stop. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I need to fill out like my actual month ahead, but I'm gonna do that off camera because like this is the time for like self-reflection and just kind of cozy vibes for me personally. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys are enjoying setting up your all December spreads as well. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. So thank you guys so very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. I hope that you guys have a wonderful, magical day.